Well, another big story we are tracking at this hour. Update on the latest from the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry across to SABC News anchor Ayanda Nyati and SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga. Ayanda, Canny, on our end, there is lots of music and happiness as we follow the sun. But on your end, lots of questions and drama too, of course. Lots of questions when it comes to political patronage. Questions about witness interference, whether some have concerns about intimidation as well. Specific allegations coming to the fore, especially with Ekurhuleni coming to the fore, that metro. What's happening on your end as we continue to monitor developments on your side?
Yeah, welcome back to Pretoria, Liesel. Very different atmosphere. No marimba in sight, but of course we're listening very closely to some of the testimony that's come out, and it's, as you've mentioned, been really focused on the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department as we try to get an extent of just how far the people who are pulling the strings were willing to go in order to safeguard their own interests. Julius Mkhwanazi, the Deputy Police Chief, currently on suspension, has really been at the center of the testimony from Xolani Ngqiza, who, of course, was on the witness stand just yesterday in his capacity as the former employee relations head of that metro. Canny Maphanga's also here, been watching developments since the very start. And Canny, yesterday we heard just how far people were willing to go, manipulating processes allegedly, to try and ensure that Julius Mkhwanazi not only retains his job, but ultimately gets a promotion.
Indeed, and Xolani Ngqiza, the local government experienced, employee relations head, goes to state that it was unprecedented to see this kind of conduct from a municipal manager and other administrative heads to protect a single individual from any form of accountability. Remember, the background is that Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi at that stage would have been facing quite serious allegations, which included alleged murder in the case of extortion gone wrong. Then, of course, the alleged act of giving blue lights to the private security firm of Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, and we also don't know to what extent the scheme was about, because we know that the vehicles were registered for at least a month under the municipality, but they were in his care. So no one knows that at that time that they enjoyed this kind of free reign within the country while having those blue lights allegedly. What could have happened with those particular vehicles that were owned by an individual that is alleged to be a cartel member? But still, in light of that kind of foundation, what didn't prompt the administrative heads is to act to find out what the circumstances behind that were, but rather what they did is shield this individual from any form of accountability, give him a promotion, and of course get rid of any other individual that challenged the conduct that they were seeing from Mkhwanazi. With respect to Ngqiza, what we're hearing is that when they tried to find out who the source of the alleged leak on the charge sheet was, it wasn't really about the seriousness of the offences, but closing any further loopholes and gaps in exposing this particular individual, that is Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi. That included stripping employee relations head Xolani Ngqiza. He testifies that he was stripped of his rights and his functions as an employee relations head. So they reduced him to an individual that had this employment, was getting the salary, but didn't have the powers to institute the disciplinary proceedings that would come with that type of responsibility. Yeah. And that was all to shield this one particular individual. The why is what remains in the air, because we don't know what informed the city manager's decision to lead the charge in ensuring that this individual is not held accountable, and of course this individual gets a promotion at the end of it. And then it seems that those who fell in line, if I could put it that way, the administrative heads that fell in line were able to not only retain their posts, but they were also given some form of an incentive or an increase in light of what had taken place and how they were able to effectively protect Brigadier Mkhwanazi from any form of accountability. Right. And then you saw, of course, the rest become casualties in that internal war within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department.
Absolutely. And today we know that we're still going to hear from the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department officials. The current communications head, will take to the witness box. And of course, proceedings as always starting at 9:30 on the dot.
Well, we're edging closer to that. Thanks, Ayanda and Canny. We will be alongside you monitoring those developments.